Oscar season is upon us and we have some amazing movies this year, so we thought we would do 2 cocktails for the movie, one battle after another.
What is your name?
Welcome to Boozy Movies, where watching movies and making cocktails is what we do.
I'm a little unclear as to what the plan is.
Our first cocktail is a revolutionary twist on the French 75 called Viva la Revolution.
Viva la Revolution!
Our second cocktail is an old-fashioned take on Colonel Lockjaw's path, the Primrose path.
Sweet thing.
A burnt-out ex-revolutionary is separated from his teenage daughter while an old militant nemesis named Lockjaw relentlessly pursues her to erase her from his past. On their journey, they encounter a wise sensei, cannabis-growing nuns, and an underground cult called the Christmas Adventures Club.
Well, before we head down the Primrose path, we need to start a revolution. Let's make Viva la Revolution.
Make it good, make it bright.
We'll be using mezcal, lime juice, hot honey, habanero bitters, cocoa bitters, a dry brut from California, and popping candy.
In a shaker tin, combine 1.5 ounces of mezcal, 1/2 ounce lime juice, 1/4 ounce hot honey, a dash of habanero bitters, and 2 dashes cocoa bitters. Add ice, cover, and shake until chilled. Double strain into a chilled Collins glass with a spear. Top with a dry sparkling brut from California, and garnish with some popping candy. Here we have Viva la Revolution. Snap, crackle, pop.
We did want to do a French 75 style cocktail, obviously, after the group, the French 75.
That's heavy metal, bro. Yeah.
So we definitely held to the formula, but we also kind of flipped it on its head a bit with mezcal and, hot honey, and of course the pop rocks and all these fun things.
Yes, that's right. And this cocktail is pretty mezcal forward.
If I get emotional, it's just tears of joy, that's all.
But just like a standard French 75, which is a gin-based cocktail, that one's very gin forward. So whatever botanical gin you pick out, that's really what's coming through. And we really have that in here in a very pleasant way. I think for a mezcal forward cocktail, this is quite delicious.
Have fun, homie.
The mezcal and the cocoa bitters go really well together. We love those flavors together. Definitely with the hot honey and the habanero bitters, I'm getting some heat, which is can be a struggle for me at times. Is it too hot for you? How's the heat level?
No, I think it's very tasty, but maybe I need another drink.
No fear.
We wanted to put some popping candy on there as sort of a fun garnish because there is sort of the saying, the
Snap, crackle, pop, baby.
That's right. So Snap, Crackle, Pop first came into the movie when she's, issuing the order like, hey, blow up the explosives. And then later they use that Snap, Crackle, Pop as kind of the code for, hey, things are happening here and we need to initiate this particular mission, which seems like it's the mission to get Willa out of there.
Implement plan, snap, crackle, pop.
Other than putting the cereal in the cocktail, which we could have done some sort of a wash or infusion, we decided to go with the pop rocks instead.
Why do you say that?
Yeah, I think that it speaks to kind of the explosive nature of the movie. And then the mezcal, we decided to do that instead of course, gin, because we wanted to change the basics of this French 75 to something more regional. In the first part of the movie, they're helping out a, Mexicano, Latino
Encampment.
kind of group. And then kind of goes back to Benicio del Toro's character, where he runs a Harriet Tubman type mission.
All legit, from the heart, no cash.
We also use the Brut from California because it
Takes place in California.
I know how to drink and drive, honey. I know what I'm doing.
The other elements in here are, of course, the spice and the cocoa. And the reason why is because for Perfidia, who is one of the main revolutionaries here, it's become a source of turn-on to her.
Get it up.
So we wanted to throw in some aphrodisiac because the revolution is quite a turn-on.
Copy that.
Yeah, it really gets her going. Even there's that scene with her and Leo in the beginning, and they're setting off sort of his explosives and stuff, and she just kind of wants to stop in the middle of it and go at it. And he's like, oh, we gotta go, right? Well, now that we've made things pop, I think it's about time to head down to the Primrose path.
But before we do that, we'd like to stop you for just 1 minute and ask you, what time is it?
I don't remember that part. All right, let's just not nitpick over the password stuff.
Okay, fine. We will give you the location, but first you have to like this video, subscribe if you haven't, and throw us a comment down below and tell us what was your favorite movie in 2025. We'd like to know before we watch the Oscars because we want to root for your movie.
Or
as long as it's ours.
We'll probably root for this one.
It's funny.
All right, let's go ahead and make Primrose Path.
All right, let's go to work.
For Primrose Path, you're going to need bourbon, Aperol, apricot liqueur, elderflower liqueur, saline, and Christmas adventure spices.
Smoke out a rocks glass with Christmas spices, orange peel, ginger, allspice, nutmeg, star anise, cinnamon, clove, and pear wood chips. In a mixing glass, combine 1.5 ounces bourbon, a 1/2 ounce Aperol, a 1/2 ounce apricot liqueur, a 1/2 ounce elderflower liqueur, and a dropper of saline. Add ice and stir until chilled. Strain into the smoked out rocks glass. And give it a re-smoke. And here we have Primrose Path. Smoky. So we wanted to do something with Christmas spices because there is the abhorrent Christmas Adventure Club.
All hail St. Nick.
We thought it would be a fun way to smoke it out because not that you see smoke in it, but there is a little hint of it later in the film. So
It's part of the storyline.
it's part of the storyline, but we'll let you find out for yourself.
I submit myself.
For it being a bourbon-based cocktail, you actually don't get a lot of bourbon because there is so much going on.
That would be quite the revelation if it were true.
Really, I get that it's the mixture of the elderflower, the apricot, and the Aperol together. Those are the sort of frontal flavors that I get.
I flout.
You know, the spice and vanilla notes that you get from bourbon, I do catch those
Those come through.
as long as I'm getting a nice whiff of the glass as well.
You're not breathing.
It really comes through with that smoking out. And for those Christmas spices, we used pearwood, we used star anise,
Nutmeg.
cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves,
Some
ginger,
orange peel. Yeah.
And may St. Nick be with you.
That is the Christmas Adventures Club part of Colonel Lockjaw's Path. The other part of Colonel Lockjaw's Path is, of course, Beverly Perfidia Hills.
My name is Perfidia Beverly Hills, and this is a declaration of war.
And this cocktail, the basis of it is actually based off of a Beverly Hills Old Fashioned, if you know that recipe.
I don't remember any more of this code speak, all right?
And so it's a delicious one. We've made some alterations just to make it a little bit more delicious.
Uh-oh.
One thing that I think is so clever about this movie are all of like the little tidbits that they threw in, and one is the Primrose Path.
Is that some kind of sick joke on God?
Now, the term Primrose Path comes from the scene where Colonel Lockjaw asks,
If you want to keep doing what you're doing, you'll meet me at the Primrose Path 2300.
which is in our mind a motel, right?
Seems like
It's a Shakespearean euphemism for the pursuit of pleasure, usually which brings disastrous consequences.
It's your future.
And I thought that it was so clever because that in that moment in the movie, I think that he had then set the stage for kind of the disaster that he was then brought throughout the rest of the movie.
Oh, you are a smartass.
Well, why don't we bring in Viva la Revolution?
yeah.
That's the other thing that I love. So, a French 75, do you know what that is?
Answer me.
I did.
The French 75 is actually a gun, or more of a cannon, that was used during the French Revolution. That's where the name comes from. And so I thought, again, that was another like clever use of words, phrases, or whatever in the movie that I kind of loved.
I see this is very emotional for you.
This movie is sort of full of those little things. I don't know if I call them like Easter eggs, but they're, you know, it's very clever and smart the way they reference things with the French 75, with the Primrose Path. So we thought that would be perfect to name our cocktails after.
It just means that you are superior to other human beings.
Right, and I think that that cleverness really speaks to Paul Thomas Anderson as a director, he's the one who adapted the book.
But it also sounds like they kind of used that book as a little bit of the template. Like I know the Benicio del Toro character.
Excuse me?
And I think they just kind of came up with this character and what he was going to do and everything. Just kind of him and Paul Thomas Anderson and Leo just kind of getting together and being like,
Thank you, Sensei.
Benicio is probably, even though he's not a full part of the movie, he's probably one of the favorites. I mean, he probably had maybe a total of 10 minutes.
10, 15, 20 minutes, yeah. But you feel his presence and his impact, and he really helps guide Leo's character sort of through this maze. There's no way, it was sort of as like his guardian angel.
Let's do a selfie.
Just like the Christmas Adventurers Club, they have their sort of like underground society. Well, you know, Benicio and his people have their underground society. And then you have the revolutionary, you're right. So very interesting the way all those come together.
All these covert things happening just under our noses.
Men, let's do what we do.
So we really enjoyed this movie, obviously, for its satire, really, and for its just the kind of interesting message. It had great movement. You loved like the cinematography of it, and we're not the only ones that love these things because they have quite a few Oscar nominations, right?
They do. I think they got about 14 Oscar nominations in all the major categories above the line. But Sinners this year actually has 16, I believe, which is the most in Academy Award history.
Unbelievable.
I think a lot of people are predicting this movie to win Best Picture and Best Director, but I could also see some other movies. You know, Sinners. A lot of people have been talking about that movie. Marty Supreme has gotten a lot of momentum. Timothée Chalamet's performance in that is absolutely incredible. So it'll be really interesting to see how this award season plays out.
I got him right where I want him.
So this is the newest movie we've ever made cocktails for. And the reason why is because of the Oscars.
The revolution will not be televised.
That is going to be on March 15th, which I believe is a Sunday. And it is starting at 7 p.m. Eastern.
On ABC, I believe.
Okay, I just want to be polite.
You should also tune in either next week or in a couple weeks after. We're going to be doing cocktails for a movie that we think heavily influenced One Battle After Another, at least some people are saying, and that's Terminator 2.
That's hilarious.
There's some parallels.
Yeah.
Some parallels.
We've been talking through the parallels.
Very covert parallels, not obvious. At least I don't think so. But when I heard it, I was like, you know what? That makes sense.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
So I think it's about time to cheers and get out of here because we got some more movies to watch and definitely have some more cocktails to create.
Yep, and we're going to turn on the Oscars soon, so.
All right. Until next week, see ya.
Cheers.
Cheers.